Hello. Oh, this camera isn't on. Good morning, everyone. It's time for some more ergogen shenanigans. So last week, or not last week, it was Wednesday. God, it feels like a week ago. I was working on getting it so ergogen would build me a case. So we got a plate, right, with switches, ability to put switches in there. And then I made it so it gave me a case with a little edge here. And I actually had it print up both sides for me. So we've got both sides. I tried this a couple of times, or I tried this with a couple of switches, and it's just not tall enough. And also, this isn't MX spaced. And I found out why, and I'll point it out in a minute. Actually, I might not be able to. Yeah, I can. Anyways, I'll point it out in a minute. I wanted this to be MX spaced. It's MX spaced like on the x-axis this way, but not vertically. Which is fine. It'll work with chalk. I played around a little bit more. I got the plate to be thicker. So MX switches, you can put them in a 1.5mm plate, I think. This defaults to a 1mm. It's a little flimsy. It's a little flexible. So I printed it with a thicker plate. It's a little more rigid. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for a, it's mounted, there's no support in the middle here. If this were an actual plate, it would probably be mounted to the case and a couple of points around here, so it'd be more solid, whereas this just supported on the outside, which is totally fine. For prototyping needs, because the final product will have probably an FR4 plate, is my guess. Or just a plate, it can be a 3D printed plate because it doesn't need to be there for structural, other than to keep the switches in place. The actual PCB is what's absorbing the impact of typing. But this has a 10mm thick... God, that's really hard to see with all the stuff in the back. Anyways, that has a 10mm deep case. So switches pop in here, and there's just enough room on the bottom for... I'm assuming, anyways, for the little PCBs. And we'll see. So that's where I got. So I've got, I've got a complete case, and I've got a switch plate and another case if I want to. I love 3D printing, by the way. Like, this is awesome that I can just kind of like do this up and print it, and a couple hours later I have a fully featured print, or fully, have a thing. It's really cool. For those of you who weren't here the other day, I got the banana pad heat set inserts and fully assembled, and it also is fully functional now. All the keys work. And I did that using, it's a Arduino Xiao with ZMK running on it. So I had to do some things in ZMK to make that happen. And yeah, there might be more of ZMK stuff today if I get through this unibodyification thing soon enough. Speaking of ZMK, if you're interested in watching ZMK stuff, Pete Johansson, the creator of ZMK, is going to be streaming in about 15 minutes over on his channel, doing just rando ZMK stuff. So if you want to watch him instead of me, that is totally fine. I have no problems with that. Traders. I mean, no problems with it. Excuse me. Please do. It might be more interesting. Here's a link to his Twitch. Go watch. He's streaming at 11:30. It's going to be streaming a bunch of random ZMK work, from display refactors to some metadata work, maybe resurrecting the locality work, or anything else anyone wants to advocate for on the stream. So go watch him, or watch me, or watch both, or watch neither. It doesn't matter to me. I will still love you no matter what. So, that being said, let's get cracking on this. Let me see here. Something isn't quite right. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Cool. So, as you can see, we've got Emacs open. Here's the actual config. So this is my ergogen config for this keyboard. I have commented a few things out. Like I changed the outline stuff back to just left, and the full to just left, because I was working on printing the thicker, or the taller case. But as you can see here, I've got this extrude 1.5, so that made the plate 1.5 millimeters instead of just 1 millimeter. And it's probably not quite 1.5 millimeters because I'm printing at a 0.2 millimeter layer thickness. So however it gets sliced up, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention. The switches don't quite clip in. So I would want to tweak that before making a final product. But it's also such a thin piece that I could probably just print it at a really fine layer height. And even though it doesn't need that much detail, because it's just a flat piece of plastic, it would get it so the dimensions were correct anyways. Or just make it so the first layer height and the other subsequent layers are the same, or add up to the right thing. But I think I have a little bit of a problem where my printer head is a little too close to I need to adjust the Z offset on my printer, because I think the first layer is a little bit too close, because there's a burr around the outside, and I think that's from it being too close, and it squeezes out a little bit. So I've got some tuning I need to do. Ultimately, I think what I would probably do there is just mess around with the Z. I mean, this thing prints so quickly. It's like a 40-minute print job for the plate itself. Yeah. I would just print a bunch of them until they worked and just mess with the Z offset until it got done. Anyways, that actually might not be a bad calibration mechanism for the Z offset, is to print exactly the height I want, and then, well, I guess I could just measure it with caliper. I have caliper now. Somewhere. Right here. Sorry, I am totally tangenting, but that's my trail name, so it's fine. So I've got this cheapy caliper from Amazon. Yes, I know, go with the Mitutoyo, but I didn't want to spend $200 on a caliper when I didn't need quite so much precision. Right? If I needed the precision, I would get the Mitutoyo. Gotcha. This was $20. I'm fine with the precision this gives me. So it is 1.12 millimeters. Huh. Anyways. I need to calibrate the printer at some point. I also printed out this little stand for keyboards. And the more I look at it, the more it looks almost like a little dick butt or a little guy with the feet up with the tail. But I think I'm saying this is a dick butt stand. But it's cool because I can use it for a chalk. It seems to work fine with the chalk. I can use it for a hokore. Seems to work fine for that. What did I do with my... Well, I can also... I tried it with my, my fully cased, Reviung 41, and it works with that too. So right now I have 3 different sizes of this printing. So this is the 100% size. I have a 25, 50, and a 75% printing. I want to see if different sizes work better for different boards or something. And then I'm going to print a bunch of them off. And there's a group of interested folks who are willing to trade for tacos on the PDX Keyboard Club server. So I may be getting some tacos for prints in my future. But I also need to get some more filament because I don't think I have enough to print. Because I've got a model where I can, or I've got a G-code where I print 16 of these at the same time. But it takes like 220 grams of filament, and I don't think I have that much left. So, at least not in black. I have it in yellow. Because this is the only yellow I've ever printed, and that wasn't very much. So, anyways. Do the switches clerp in? Oh, yes. So, well, those are robins. Where are my clerps? So they won't clerp into this because it's 1.5 millimeter plate. But they will absolutely clerp in to here. Although I have to be careful because the way I opened these, it kind of pushes the tabs out on the sides. And so if I push this in here wrong, it'll actually pop one of those up. But yeah, it's in there pretty good. It's clerped in. Oh, that's so hard to see. I need to find a better camera. Or not camera. The camera's fine. I need to find a better hand cam setup. Maybe like an overhead shot, but I don't know. Take the batteries out when you put it away. Oh. Well, I didn't know that. I just turned it off. Is that not enough? And it came with an extra battery. I'm not too worried about it. Although it would be really annoying to go to use it and the battery is dead. And then I can't use it when I want to. And it's like, great, now I've got to go buy a friggin' battery. Just like the battery for my my loop. Batteries are dead in my loop. Yeah, the angle is fine, but there's too much, like, you know, do I show it up here? Or do I show it down here? It's hard to see either way. That's my concern. I like the angle. Right? You get to see the mess that is my desk. And my giant water bottle. Okay. That's good to know. I'll keep an eye on it. Okay. So, all of that stuff out of the way. Let's get cracking on this thing. Okay. So I can see confidence display. Okay. Great. So, one thing I did is... Where's it at? I think it was here. Yes. So if you look at this little bit right here, you've got this rose, bottom, padding, padding, padding. So this is a... You can override these values at like multiple layer or levels within this, within the points stack. So if you look over here, you've got units, zones, but next to that, you can also have rows, or maybe next to the columns, you can have a rows key, something like that. And what that does is that specifies defaults for all the rows that are contained beneath this level of the tree. And the padding value is how much space to put between the points vertically. So between you can't see my mouse pointer, so how am I going to point this out? Between... Let me see if I can change it. I thought I already tried this, though. Properties, show window shadow. Anyways, so, between the points, so if you think of ergogen as first and foremost, the points field is specifying the centers of the keys. You've got padding, which is the vertical separation, and spacing? Spread. Spread is the horizontal spacing. So, in this case, it's saying the padding is 17 between the bottom and then the next one up, because it's always kind of like what the next one is. So top doesn't need a padding because there's no other keys, right? But by default, it's 19, so this overrided it to 17. So I took that out, and that turned it into MX spaced, at least vertical spacing. Horizontal spacing, I didn't try... Shit. No, I haven't printed another one. I didn't try horizontal here. Let me try that real quick. So we've got these two finger columns that are really close to each other here. Or the index fingers columns that are really close. Let's make sure I can get MX caps on both of those. And it might be able to. Yes, so that's fine. There's space there for those. Yeah, that's fine. But you can't do it vertically this way. So like if I put these two switches here, you can see they're too close to each other to be able to get this cap on. So I needed to add some space. So I just deleted those rows. Or this little section right here, the rows. Because we don't need it. Because we want it to be the default of 1U. Yeah. So let's see then. Let's go back to our actual code. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put this distance back here. Okay. And then we'll do matrix, inner top. Okay. So I'm looking at the glue thing. I still need to figure out the glue thing. We're gonna try... Well, yeah, we're gonna try it like this. go back. Paste that. Boom. What do we get? Oh. Outlines. Side left. Let's do both. And then go here, paste that. Boom, whoops. That didn't work. Okay. I don't know why it's doing that. But I think it's because of this glue stuff. So I'm going to take the distance here. So the distance, I think what that is the distance between the left thumb, or no, matrix inner top. So matrix inner is the farthest inward index finger. Top. So that's specifying the distance between those. So if we change this from 223 point whatever to, say, 50. Okay, that's much better. That's much more like it. What does the case look like? Okay, okay. So the glue is this triangle here. It looks like. So the top of the glue is a certain distance from matrix inner top. So the glue, so I think what this is defining is the 4 points of a polygon, of a 4-sided polygon. And we're just gonna do this. And see what happens. Because I think the shift is how far away from the center point it should go. Maybe? Please. That's better. That's better. Still has these holes, but I'm okay with that. It's got 2, though. Why is that? Is it drawing between here and here, here and here, and then mirroring it? So this is me not reading the docs, but just playing around with numbers and stuff until it gets, you know, to see what it's doing. Okay, okay. So this is, it's drawing it from the center point of here to the center point of here, center point of here, center point of here is the thumbs. So if I change this actually from thumb, matrix inner bottom, so I want columns first and second, and it's going outward in, so I want first. So we're gonna change thumb second only to first. Generate. Boom. Okay. So that is... It's straight up mirrored with 50 distance between the two fingers. So if I were to do this, just comment this out, what would happen is the top two would overlap. I think. If I'm understanding things correctly. Wait, yeah. So it would just overlap straight down the middle there. So the distance puts a little bit of distance between the two. Now, what I want to do is figure out how to rotate the halves away from each other. Or toward, depending on how you want to think about it. But before we do that, let's make sure we have this good. Okay. And that's not a final, that's just a number I pulled. That's not a, like, scientifically arrived at value. I just threw 50 in to see. Okay. So now, let's go back to ergogen. What I think I want... I think I just need to do rotate. How awesome would that be? Okay. Well, that is what I wanted, but I need to change this to -45. Let's go back to here so it stays. Oh god, it's broken. Go back. Outlines there. Okay, so... I don't know what the hell happened here. Oh dear. What? That's totally not what I was expecting. Let's just go look at this for a second. Okay, that's... Okay, so the glue is getting messed up somehow. So you notice this, so this is the outline, or the, kind of, I guess what I call the case outline, the little ledge. And you can see that it's generating the ledge around the keys, but the glue isn't getting it for some reason. So this is at least a good debugging tool, that this is the glue that is sticking out here like this, not something else. Of course, I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay, so if we look at the glue, got top left is matrix inner top, which is here. Well, you can't see my pointer, which is, you know, roughly in the middle of the window. Top right is mirror matrix inner top. And if you think about it, this is a... Is that a 90-degree angle? I don't know. I don't even know what just happened. Let's go back here and try it again. I can't zoom in on that. Let's go to the STL. If I can zoom in on this. I mean, that doesn't look like a 90-degree angle. Oh, but it's not going to be a 90-degree angle because it's 45 degrees rotated. But they're not parallel. Because the inner columns are shifted inward a little bit. The only column that is straight up and down is the middle finger, I believe. This should be, the middle finger column should be rotated at 45-degree angle. So if I were to draw a line up both middle finger columns, it'd be there. So, okay. So trying to think how this is thinking. So I think what's happening is because I think what's happening is because the pinky is defined first. We're going outward in. The pinky... I wish this had, like, where the 0, point was. Can I just draw a little X where the 0, is on this board? That would make this debugging this a lot easier. Because it rotated around the origin by 45 degrees. These lines got projected out toward there. So this is 45 degrees or 90 degrees minus whatever the actual angle is between these two thumbs. And then it's just kind of like... like you took the two halves, like this, and went boop, and then took those lines that were going straight across, and added a 90-degree angle to them, and they're pointed down that way. I think that's what's happening. So that, I think, is why I'm going to say that's why the Absolem used the pinkies. So let's see. So let's go pinky palm. Because then it's... I don't think this is going to change very much. But we'll see. Yeah, it didn't. I mean, I could compensate for this. Somehow. By manipulating the glue. But I feel like that's not right. I feel like that ties it. Those two things are too coupled at that point. The rotation angle and the glue. Like, you change one, you have to change the other. It just doesn't just automatically do it. So let's look here. Whoops. Escape, undo. Oh, and I never saved that or committed it, so I don't see the diff. Okay. Oh, and this is the A.dux, so it's not. Okay. Just gonna add this stuff back in real quick just to see. I don't know what that does, but if it does what I want, bottom left shift should be an array of length 2. Bottom left shift. I see. Okay. Just for fun, what I want to do... Wait. Damn it. I'm just gonna comment this whole thing out. I don't think it'll work, though. Like, I just want to take the defaults. Oh, I accidentally added... Okay. Blue unibody should be of type object. So, unibody. we're just going to cheat here and put in an empty object. I really hate that that happens. I click on the text field and it doesn't... Okay. Okay, so what I'm trying to get back to is my weird sword again. Or dagger or something. Whatever you want to call this. But I want to see if it properly... It did not. Okay. I was looking to see if it properly did the outline stuff. We'll worry about that in a minute. Okay, yeah. So in a one-piece case, this means that we project a line from a left side anchor, another from the right, and converge them to where they meet. Okay, I'm glad that song is over. It was getting really annoying. Hello, Lorenzo. Have you done unibody splits before, Lorenzo? Because this is what I've got. And I know it's the glue, but I'm not sure how to fix it. You said that GitHub is pinned there? I see the 1050. Let me just go up here. There. Rotate -20. Okay. Matrix index top. Shift null. Oh, but see, you've got this rotate 90 here. I think that's... I'm missing that, but I don't know what it does. Okay, so that took it from down like this to up like this. So I do need to just rotate them and have them be bound together, I guess. So this should be 45. And this will make two straight across things. Okay, okay, okay. I think I need one of them to be rotate minus 45. Not sure what you mean by can't cut them straight. Okay, that is pretty good. I don't think I want quite so much rotation though, so let's go down to negative 30 degrees. And we'll go with the distance of 200. Or no, let's go back to inner top and go with the distance of 50. Much better. The problem, though, is still that that's doing that wrong. Full, because it's not doing the glue there. Oh, okay. I don't need that. It'd be nice, but I don't need it. Especially for this phase of things. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. Yeah. I feel like so much of that gets away from the parametric part of this, though. Like, I should be able to change one value and the rest adjusts, but... wishful thinking. Where's the just 28? Private repo! Now, why is it not subtracting like I want it to? Okay, so that's the plate. The case is still just a solid chunk of plastic. I mean, that's not terrible. That with correct infill settings, this wouldn't be that much extra plastic. It's not ideal, but whatever. Let's see. No.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I'm afraid it's nothing more than a daydream.
I hope that the rain will never stop.
Daydream.
Oh, you know, I wonder if I can do...
Oh, I see. So as soon as it stops raining,
Didn't think that was going to work. I don't know why this would work, but if you look at this, it's the full outline with the outer edge taken off. So it's like it took the... okay. We're gonna try this. Damn it. Okay. No, that didn't do it either. Okay. I mean, that works, but then I don't have anywhere to put the controller or anything like that. And it's just a lot of wasted plastic. And that's not what I want. I bet it just doesn't know what to do with... Yeah, I'm really hoping to avoid stuff like that, though. I really would like the whole thing to be defined as a YAML file. But see, what I think is happening is it doesn't know what to do with the spots that aren't. Great. That's useful, Safari. Thanks. It just doesn't know what to do with these little bits on the inside, on the glue side of things. So it makes that the full thickness. Or really, I want it inverted. I wouldn't mind this not being supported, really. I think it's only extruding the inner part is the problem. Okay, I think I can fix this with more glue. No, because you can't have two glues. Okay, well, I'll do the plate anyways. We'll just get rid of this for the moment. That should get me started. Yeah, that'll do for now. Okay, so let's see. Delete the ergogen stuff here. Download everything in a zip. And then let's open Prusa Slicer. Okay. Seems really big. But that's okay, because it's a 2.5 hour print. Only uses 27 grams of filament, so if it turns out to suck, that's not a big deal. Okay. And there's plenty of room for activities in the middle there, so I could have a Circ trackpad, and you know what? No, I'm gonna shrink that together just a little bit. Where's my YAML? I lost my window. Okay. Distance, we're gonna go with 25 instead of 50. Thanks for the help, Lorenzo. I'll probably be posting in there later, being like, WTF, mate. Now that seems awfully close now, but at the same time, there's still plenty of room in here for activities. Did I just create the Absalom? Did I really just recreate the Absalom? Kind of. Oh dear. I kind of just recreated the Absalom. It even has the pinky splay. Okay. Well, you know, it's not even parallel evolution or convergent or whatever. It's just like I circled back around to something that already existed. Although I will say I like the 34 better than the 36 now that I'm used to 34. Yeah, I just reinvented the Absalom. Oh dear. Oh wait, no, where's the... there. So let me download this and then put it in a thing. And then we can more easily compare it side by side. I mean, I will say there's more angle between the two halves. There's more finger splay, and it's only 34 keys. So it's not exactly the same. But yeah, I don't intend to be like, this is my original design, because obviously it's very much not. I mean, I've streamed the turning of this from an A.dux into this thing. And like, really, I mean, okay, make a columnar staggered split keyboard that's one piece. I mean, you're gonna get a bunch of stuff that looks a lot like this, like, no matter what you do. I mean, even the Cornelius looks very similar to this. So, anyways, that's all inspired by. I am going to print this. And put some switches in it. And then Monday, I'll build it on stream. I'm going to put a nice nano in here. I'll just slap it right on top there, probably. Or no, because that'll be underneath. But yeah, I'll put a nice nano on here. And all that good stuff. Yeah. So my print might almost be done. Hang on just a second. Okay, well, it's not far from being done. The two smaller ones are done because I kind of did Russian nesting dolls with them because they kind of fit together if you lay it out right. So it's doing the very tip of the largest one now. It's probably got another 15 minutes, I'd guess. So I can't get this started printing yet. But excuse me. Okay, now what? What do? Yeah, I don't really think there's much more I can do on this until I print it and build it and start using it. I'm excited for this though. This is something I've been looking forward to. Sorry, my brain is contemplating how I can make that case happen still. So I could draw a polygon referencing the points that the glue references, but make it just offset a little bit. Each anchor can have its own ref shift, all of which are the same as above. I mean, I kind of don't want to use glue at this point. But I can do extra. Oh, the extra is unimplemented. Lily 58. What are you talking about, Lily 58? Ain't no Lily 58. I'm gonna try some. I'm gonna go a little crazy here. We're gonna keep banging on this drum until we get it. Who needs 58 keys when you have 34? Okay, so we've got full. Oh, okay. It's just close enough together. Well, that's good. Let me see if that made it so it did what I... No. Okay, I didn't think so. Okay, so what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to, in this full outline, we're going to do a type polygon, I think, right? Is that what we're after? Type keys, type polygon. So points. Points. And then I want ref matrix inner top. No. Actually, wait. For debugging purposes, we'll do inner glue. That way I can look at just the inner glue outline to see if it's doing anything that I want it to do. Inner glue, nothing. Oh. That's why. Because it's subtracted from nothing, basically. Inner glue. Okay. matrix inner top, mirror matrix inner top. Oh, okay, so then this needs to be like that. Wait, did I... Oh no, because that's bottom left, bottom right. Okay. Because this is defining a polygon in order, whereas this here is defining top left, top right, top bottom left, bottom right. Okay. So inner glue, full. Should just be able to do that. I think. Unexpected key within outline. Okay, so that's probably because of order of operations. And it is full. I wish I could overlay these two on top of each other. I think actually what I need to do is not subtract that, but add it. Okay, okay. We're getting closer, I think. So what I want to do here is put this here. But what I want to do is I want to extend this bottom down a little bit to just flatten that off. So this is really ugly and hacky, but if it works, I don't care. Okay, so anchors are shift XY, so we'll just shift Y by -5 or so. And then we wanted to change it so it adds those two together and then subtracts that. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. A little bit more. A little bit more. We are almost there. Okay, so that is two fully enclosed things. And there is the case for it. Yes. Okay. It's ugly. Right? This thing and the YAML for it is ugly, and if I change stuff, I'm gonna have to change a whole bunch of stuff. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. It works. Yes. I'm super excited about this. Oh my god. Okay. God, this should be easier. I don't know how, but it should be easier. Just like take the outline and just stroke the line and make it this tall. I don't... Anyways. Okay. So this is getting printed. And my other print just finished. So it's getting printed real soon now. So download this. We're gonna delete this out of here. Whoops. Delete this out of here. Ergogen, zip, cases. Boom. That's our case. That is our case. Slice that sucker. All right. Give me just a second. And my little stands all printed. So let me get some light so you might be able to see them. Eh. So we've got wee little tiny keyboard stand. Bigger one, biggest one. And I wanted to try the different sizes because I wanted to see if there was one that was like more optimal for a split. And I think this one is more optimal because you don't see the stand as much. At least for this corn. So 100%, 75%. The 25 is obviously way too small, except for this. It works perfect for the Uno. Like, it could not be a more perfect size for the Uno. So that's the Uno's stand. That's canon. This is for, like, I don't know, my thing. Anyways, 75% and 100% I think are the good sizes for this. Cool. Good to know. And I'll take pictures later and post them. All that good stuff. Great. So this export G code, we will throw this on kitchen ducks. Oh, I'm gonna run out of film. Yeah, I am gonna run. No, it's only 39 grams. I think I'm gonna run out of filament. I should just switch filament. So this one's gonna be made yellow because that's the other filament I have until I get until Amazon delivers my new filament. But yeah. Okay, cool. So I have to, in order to start printing this, I need to change out the filament, which isn't that big of a deal, but it's gonna be off stream. Like, I don't have a way over there or to printer cam right now. Let's see. Just under 2 hours stream? Okay. So what should we do? We got the case. It's exported. The G code is exported. It's ready to print. Like I said, I just need to swap out the filament and print it. It's going to use a nice nano for the PCB or for the controller. I would use a Arduino Shao because I really want to use the Arduino Shao as a controller for the finished product. It has enough pins for a 3x5 because it's 4 rows and 10 columns. No, it doesn't have enough pins. So never mind. I'm going to use a nice nano. The reason I was going to say I'm not doing this Arduino Shao today is because I want this to be a wireless board. And the wireless version of this Arduino Shao isn't out yet. And if it is, I don't have one. Yeah, I don't know. I need to come up with a name for this board. Other than just Kitchen's hacked together board. A unidux. I don't know. I'm excited about this. This is becoming closer and closer to reality every day. And it kind of blows my mind. Ducks in a row? I don't know. Call it the absolutely ducks. Like play on absolutely or something. I don't know. It's not even quite an Absalom though, because it's more angle. Plus, it doesn't. The name doesn't need to be a portmanteau of every keyboard that has inspired it, or it'd be like a mile long. Or 1.6 kilometers long for you folks who don't like freedom units. Because it's been inspired by every keyboard I've used, right? Mavis Beacon teaches triangles. Perhaps. Yeah, to be perfectly honest, I actually prefer metric, but there are certain measurements of metric that I can't visualize. Like I know what 5 miles is, but if you said 8 kilometers, I'd have to convert it to miles. And I do that generally by just kind of dividing by 2 and adding a little bit. So 100 kilometers is 60 miles. But it's more like 63, but 60 is close enough. I can visualize 60 miles. But if you said, like, someone's height is 6 feet tall, I'm 6 feet tall, so I can visualize that. If you say you're 5'4", I know people who are 5'4". I know people who are 6'4", so I can visualize pretty much everything in that range. But if you came up to me and you're like 175 centimeters, I would just be like, huh? And as far as Celsius the same way. Like when I was in New Zealand, the first day of the hike, it was the hottest day on record in Invercargill. It was 30 Celsius or something like that. It was like 85 degrees. And I'm like, 85? That's not that hot. Well, first of all, it is when you're in the sun on hot pavement with no water for 6 hours walking. It's really hot, right? When there's no shade, no water, and you're walking on a highway. That's hot. I'll tell you that. But I can't, like, if you say it's 20 C outside, I don't know. I feel like Fahrenheit does a better job of subjective temperature because 100 is fucking hot, 0 is fucking cold, and 70 is about perfect. Right? 75 maybe, about perfect. Whereas metric, it's like it's 30 degrees. I have no idea what that means. Like relative, is it hot? Is it cold? Whatever. Anyways, I know 99% of it is because I grew up knowing that 100 degrees is fucking hot and 0 is fucking cold. Because there are people who are like, oh, I don't understand Fahrenheit. It doesn't. 32, why is that freezing? I couldn't tell you why that's freezing, but it is. So I get for like science purposes, 0 and 100 being freezing and boiling point of water makes perfect sense. I am there for it. 100%. For like, how hot is it outside? I don't care relative to boiling point of water. I want to know relative to how does it feel. Anyways. So yeah. I think I'm going to call it for today. I didn't get this done as quickly as I thought because I struggled with it a little more. than I thought I would. But I did learn a few things. So one of the things I learned is that the glue the lines for the glue are projected before the rotation happens, which is a little confusing. There's probably a good reason for it. I don't know. But the lines are projected before rotation happens, which is why you got that, like, okay, it looks fine with 0, but when it's here, you get the sort, because those points are being projected, basically straight across, or relatively straight across. But then when you rotate it, they just go whoop, and they go way out. So you have to include the rotation angle in your glue if you're using points, or if you're using, like, switch points as references. You need to include the angle, which is kind of a bummer, but it's probably order dependent on, like, how it gets processed and why that happens. So it's fine. I mean, it's just it's a bit of a gotcha, I guess. Then I learned that the generator for the STL doesn't like subtracting it doesn't like doing this brim thing that I have here without fully enclosed points, or 2 sets of fully enclosed, like, loops or whatever. Like, I could put a little dot here in the middle somewhere and it would show up, but if it, like, intersected with the outside, it'd like, I don't fucking know. So I had to draw just another polygon in the glue, but that glue or no, not the glue, in the outline. So the outlines are done after the rotation, after the glue, and then I can draw the polygon in there and reference those points. So there's kind of part of me that wants to be like, don't use glue, just use polygons, or apply that stuff in the outline. But you can't specify both in the which side are you generating in the outline. Left, right, both. You can't specify both without the outline, or without the glue. But you probably could generate the left, generate the right as 2 separate outlines, and then create a third outline that is the 2 outlines and then your glue. And then that would make it so you could have straight lines across. And if you change the rotation angle, it just works, because it's defined based on whatever points you have in here. And I would define it based on, like, these points. I might play around with that. In fact, why don't we do that? Let's see. I know I'm not making a lot of sense, but let's see. So experiment left. So we basically want this, but we want side left, side right, whoops, no, side left, and then we want And then we want experiment total. Type outline, name, experiment left, type outline, name, experiment right. Okay. Then we'll just see what that looks like. Okay, I mean that's not quite what I wanted, but it'll work. Because it's literally just overlaying those two, so any intersections there is going to be. I mean, it should work though. Experiment total, and then we do experiment glue. And then we do glue as this. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to do another one that we operation subtract. That's going to be just slightly inside of that. So this will be shift zero, -3. Center top. And this is probably going to be wrong, but we're going to try it. Okay. Oh, that didn't work. Hang on. But I think it's because this should be here. And this should be here. I think I just had it backward. Oops. Experiment glue. Okay. Okay. We're close. Experiment total. I see where this is going to fail, but because it's just gonna have, yeah. There's gonna be a row of, yeah. You'll see in a second. Now, a way I could fix this is to define the inner and outer all as one thing, stack the inners, then subtract the outers. And we'll get to that in a second, because I'm going to do that, because that'll work. Generate. Okay, so experiment total, you're going to see has these weird lines in here. And I don't know what the fuck, how that's going to print. Or how that's going to STL. I don't know what. Oh! That's weird. I was. Oh. The reason this worked is because I'm extruding. Huh. Um. Oh no, the reason that worked is because it's not using experiment. So we're gonna do. um. Outline plate, outline, experiment, total. Yeah. So we can fix this. This is what I was expecting to come out of that. But we can fix this by instead of so what we're going to do is we're going to experiment left subtract. So it's got that weird it's got this weird little bump there. That's just because intersections of things that's an artifact. Or it's not an artifact, it's just a extra little bit that fine tuning would get rid of it. But there you go. Uh and then what we can do is um um just get rid of this glue. Now we're getting close though. I'm just gonna delete anything glue. Oh, this is why. Because I don't need that. I don't need that either. Meh. Oh, wait. I see. Because I'm doing plate side both. So I need plate left, plate right. I have a feeling this isn't going to work. I need to combine them as a plate and then, because it's going to be 1.5 millimeters of plate, another 0.5 millimeters of plate, and then the rest of the case. Because I think it stacks them. We'll find out in a minute. It's a little weird because that's there. But anyways, concept is kind of proven that you don't need glue to do a unibody split. And the great thing about this one is if I go rotate, change this to 5 degrees, generates. If I change that to 5 degrees, then changing nothing else, I have this. So I'd need to spread it apart a little bit. So, you know, it might be better to choose a different point of reference to split between them or something like that. But if I did, you know, distance 50, it would solve this problem. But I'm only changing those two. I'm not changing all the other stuff about the glue and all that. And why is this key not working? Okay, there it goes. There's probably a downside to all of this somehow. And I'm going to bring it up in the ergogen channel. But, I mean, this hole in the middle here is solvable. I don't know why it's there, but it's solvable. That's not a concern. I mean, maybe I just need glue on... I need my fake glue. So let's do... experiment, plate, type, outline, name, plate left. And then we'll do type outline, name, experiment, glue. And then we'll do I know what happened here. So same kind of thing. It's just order of operations. So I want to put the experiment plate left, plate right, but I want to put type outline. I want to put the glue in here and then subtract. Oh shit. Okay, and you know what? I have experiment left, experiment right. So I'm actually screwing this up just a little bit here. I don't need this plate left, plate right. Anyways, I'm gonna stop quit while I'm ahead here because I need to refactor and dry that out a little bit because there's definitely some duplication happening. But I think this will do what I want. Yep. That's not what I wanted, but that's fine. Anyways, so I have this that I'm gonna print, and I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit more, possibly before Monday. Do this off stream, and I'm gonna talk to ergogen chat about this being a possibility. Like, instead of glue, just fuck glue. Just throw glue out the window. You don't need it. Make your own glue this way, and then you can make your little case, and it's a lot easier. Just fuck glue. Fuck bindings too, for that matter. You don't need bindings. Anyways, I'm gonna call it for today. I'm gonna print this case up. Monday we will build the board, and yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm so excited about this. It's getting closer. I'm learning a lot about ergogen. And yeah, pretty nifty stuff. Can't think of anything else. Monday, wire it up. Do the firmware. I might do the firmware off stream because it's going to require me to define a shield and stuff like that. But I might also just flash my Zaphod firmware to it and disable the OLED or the display. The only thing, well, no, I can't because the Zaphod is using a different controller, which means different pins and all that. So I need to define a shield. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this. to be honest. And yeah. Cool. Anyways, have a great weekend, the rest of your weekend, everybody. Stay safe and get outside, leave the house. I need to tell myself that. I did actually leave the house today. I went and got bagels. So, the music died. Just finished the track. Anyways, bye. Thank you all for coming, hanging out. Good stuff.